Yeah, I think the bet makes sense given the fact that, let's say Jason had ace-jack. You don't want to let him get a free card if he checks back that turn with like the ace of hearts. You'd rather charge him for that kind of a hand. Also, it kind of defines Jason if he does have a king. Because now when Tamer bets 325 with the front door flush coming in. Wow, what a rip by Jason.
Whoa, Jason.
Everything I said just went out the window. Looks like a couple players in the chat say that Corey's past due for a big finish. Yeah, I'd say so. He's had a ton of cashes over the last couple years. He's made some deep runs, just hasn't really taken that first place finish yet. So saying he's due might be legit. And the last big one he had was back in 2016.
And Brett's going to go ahead and rip it all in with Jack 10 suited. Oh, ace king for Hang.
Yep. We're going to see a snap reshove from Hang. Yeah, Brett with just over 10 big blinds. Definitely a open shove hand. And I mean, this is kind of why, though, a player wakes up with a really big hand behind you, like ace king, and you're still going to have a good amount of equity. It's going to be a 60-40 run out.
Fair fight.
Don't move!
Fair fight.
Hey, put your hands behind your back. You move.
Here we go to a run out.
Oh, shit, spicy.
Flush draw for Brett.
Yeah, pretty much a coin flip on that flop, and boom, diamond comes in for Brett. So we're going to see Hang get eliminated on this hand. He's going to come in 9th place.
It's just the worst way to become the short stack. He's just been basically just blinded out.
Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said too, this game they started up at noon for the day 2 restart, so it's getting a little late. Let's see who can keep their mental wits, 13 hours in. It's definitely not easy to stay 100% mentally aware.
And here's Kelly Joe ripping it all in with pocket trays.
Yeah, Nick opened up from the cutoff with ace-5. We have seen Nick be pretty active, so you could kind of assume Nick's opening a little bit light from late position. Wow, what a call by Nick.
It is a call.
A little surprised to see a call by ace-5, but it is correct.
Deuce king 9. Trays are holding. Ace on the turn.
For Nick, but it is a diamond.
Oh,
Kelly with a diamond.
Completes.
So Kelly Joe with a monster double up. Basically, him and Nick flip-flop positions in terms of chip stack.
Wow.
So Kelly suddenly has a real stack, and Nick becomes a shorty.
I didn't know if you caught what just happened. Kelly Joe takes the hand, and he immediately took the Creekside jersey off his chair and just threw it across the room and said, "That shirt's bad luck."
He snapped doubled up as soon as he took it off.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew when that ace hit the turn, I said,
he opened up to 230. It's a little over min open. I've seen Tamer fold king-jack out of the small blind before. That was against some earlier position opens. This situation, we see Jason from the cutoff later position. Tamer will put in the call. Now Corey getting a really good price with king 10. It's a hand that can be easily dominated given the positions and actions so far, but he's getting better than 4-1 on his money here to put in the call. He might have to see a flop for that cheap. He does lay it down, though. Fortunate for him, since Tamer has him dominated with a better king. And with the stacks the way they are, everybody's about 20 blinds effective. Every blind matters.
Tamer here will catch a king on this flop.
Yeah, like I said, if Corey was in there with king 10, this would have been trouble for him. Jason does put in the C bet. Tamer checks it over to him, knowing that he's most likely to put in a continuation bet on a king high flop. Tamer's going to put in the call. It's a pretty safe board for Tamer to only call rather than raise since he's holding the king of hearts. Your opponent obviously can't have king X of hearts if you're holding the king of hearts. Now for Tamer, it's a question of do you want to bet or check again?
He is going to bet 325 here.
Yeah, I think the bet makes sense given the fact that, let's say Jason had ace-jack. You don't want to let him get a free card if he checks back that turn with like the ace of hearts. You'd rather charge him for that kind of a hand. Also, it kind of defines Jason if he does have a king. Because now when Tamer bets 325 with the front door flush coming in, wow, what a rip by Jason.
Whoa, Jason.
Everything I said just went out the window. But if you assume Jason has a king, like let's say Jason has king queen and has you crushed, he can't have the king of hearts. So he obviously couldn't have the flush. I think that's why Tamer was trying to charge his own price. So this is a really weird line. Especially given the fact Tamer holds the king of hearts. What's Jason shoving with? Other than let's say pocket aces with the ace of hearts. There's not a lot of hands we'd see Jason shove with. Maybe ace king with the ace of hearts. I think even if you have one of those hands, you'd only call the 325, play it safe, go to the river.
Yeah, what a weird spot for Tamer here.
Yeah, I think if Tamer doesn't have the king of hearts, it'd be a pretty quick fold, but just trying to think over this hand, what can Jason have and why would he shove?
Yeah, because as you said, the only things that make sense is having some type of hand that has the ace of hearts in it. Whether it's ace king or pocket aces.
Honestly, now that after I said it, thinking about it more, if you have the naked ace of hearts, Tamer gave you a pretty good price to just call and try to realize your equity. There was almost $1 million in the middle, and he bet 325.
It's going to get through. Tamer's going to fold.
It's almost as if you're Jason's trying to rep something like 8-9 of hearts or something, you know, a low flush that just wants to protect and take it down.
See how I got this fucking high-low player. Oh, shit. Don't move.
And you were mentioning the pay jumps earlier. Again, 6th place, prize money, $10,449. 5th place, it's a $3,000 jump, $13,705 for 5th place. And those ladders are going to get higher and higher, basically, with the jumps that you're going to see in these payouts.
Yeah, the jumps start getting pretty significant. So nobody wants to get out of line and get busted by any means.
I see Major under the gun here with pocket sevens. He's got about
even this
17
spot's
bigs behind
pretty
him.
tough. We saw Kelly Joe like in a similar spot earlier before his double up where he had pocket fours under the gun and he had to fold off an 11 or 12 big blind stack, which people might wonder, you know, is that correct? Unfortunately, it is when you look down at a pair and you still have to fold.
Tamer in the big blind, pocket trays.
Might be tempted to 3-bet shove. Obviously, he's probably a little frustrated with how things have been going the last little bit. But Steady's going to go set mining. He is getting about the right price to do so because he's out of the big blind.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Set over set.
Sorry to see you go, Tamer.
That's rough.
Not sure how he doesn't lose all of his chips on this hand. Flop did go check, check. Obviously, both players trying to slow play their set. Such a dry board. It's like the turn is a, you know, deuce. So, obviously nothing changed on the turn. Both players think they have the nuts. And it does go bet, shove, call real quick.
First one over wins.
They both think they have the best hand, that's for sure.
It's a negotiation.
Oh, man, yeah.
So, what a crazy bad sequence of events for Tamer.
Yeah, gets bluffed out and then just gets out-flopped and set over set.
Yeah, set over set. I mean, that's just an absolute cooler. Obviously nothing anyone could do to avoid that one. I don't care who you are, you're putting all your chips in. He's going to fold around a major in the small blind. Now he's got the pocket jacks. He bumps it up. And Kelly's got 8-9 suited. He's going to defend his big blind. Flicks in the call. Two are going heads up to a flop. And the flop's a doozy. 9-8-7 rainbow. So top two for Kelly. Major with overpair plus gut shot to the straight. And it looks like Corey's maybe trapping by checking it over to Kelly. Kelly immediately fires 300,000, about half pot. And we see Corey reaching for chips. It could be a check raise incoming. There it is. He raises it up to 900. Kelly is all in, and Major's going to call. Monster pot here. It's going to be a massive chip lead for whoever holds.
Yeah, that's a big one. Look at this. 7.3, almost 7.4 mil in the middle.
Turn tray of clubs. River 10. Corey Major gets there.
Oh, that's rough.
A massive, massive pot in terms of equity. That's going to eliminate Kelly Joe. Came all the way back. Instead, we're going to see Corey Major with a massive, massive chip lead going to the final three. Corey looks down at a king. He's going to put in the limp this time. And Michael checks his option. Flop comes 10-9-5, so bottom pair for Major, middle pair for Michael. Now turn 9 obviously gives Michael the check mark. Probably makes Major feel a little bit better about his hand as well. Michael's going to play it coy, checks it over. Major flicks in 200,000.
And then a min raise.
And then min click by Michael. We've seen Michael go with a bigger sizing, so this small sizing's probably going to throw Major off. And now Major River's a king to improve to a way better two pair. And Michael checks it. And so now Corey is going to bet for value. And Michael's going to rip with his trip nines. And Major calls. What a check on the river by Michael.
Wow.
Yeah, Michael took a real bluffy line. And Major read it for the bluff and put in the call. And that's going to be a massive, massive swing. Michael's going to take an overwhelming chip lead.
Yeah, we got another all-in and another call. So another heads up here. Major doing everything he can to keep it going.
Yeah, so we're going to be off to a run out. Ace-4 versus Queen-8. If Michael's Ace-4 holds, he wins. If Major comes back from behind, he'll have a lot of life.
But they both get flushes.
So Michael, the main event champion, the Summer Swing Series main event.